So dead enders is not as negative as it sounds. We're not talking about the Walking Dead here. We're talking about people in your congregation who will agree to not listen to or perpetuate rumors or gossip. That there'll be dead ends. You know, rumors and gossip exist in a congregation. It's like a grapevine. It serves a purpose. But if you expose the grapevine to the sun, the air, it begins to shrivel up. So dead enders are those that are there to cast the light on the rumor or the gossip, and then it ends there. And if enough people in a congregation do that, then rumors and gossip cannot flourish. It really is as simple as that. And then another suggestion is to create what I call a communication roadmap that outlines appropriate channels for finding out needed facts, expressing concerns, and relaying information. If you're worried about the safety of a child, for example, whom do you talk to? If you have a concern about the minister, where do you go to express that concern? If you're angry about the worship service going on too long and who isn't, where do you go to be heard? And if the concern isn't addressed at the first stop, then who do you go to next? A congregation that has a clear roadmap for people is a congregation that will see fewer rumors, fewer gossip, and fewer incidents of triangulation where people are going behind someone's back because they refuse to go directly to them. Yes, sir. Is there a way to tell a rumor from fact? Well, one thing jumps to mind. Ask, and I don't mean to be facetious, but that seems to be one way, is to ask. You know, there's maybe 3 questions that we need to ask when someone comes to us with a rumor. One is, how do you know it's true? I mean, to ask the person, how do you know it's true? Where'd you hear it? And then the third thing is, let's go find out. So someone comes to me with a rumor, and I ask those first 2 questions and make that third statement. Now that person is accountable for letting me know whether or not that rumor is true or not. And if they can't, well, now let's go find out. Let's go to the person that told you the rumor, and let's find out how they know. Does that make sense? Anybody else have an idea of how to separate rumor from fact? So Melissa's saying there are some people that use rumors as a way of not being accountable, and they know it's wrong, but they do it anyway. What do? You put them in a room one-on-one with Connie Goodbread. And if that doesn't work, nothing will. Look, I mean, it's a really, really good question, but that's where, when I talked earlier about how leaders need to be, they need to be out front, they need to be in touch, they need to take risks. That's when you go to the individual who's spreading a rumor and confronting it, and naming the behavior, and then having a conversation about why they are doing it. You know, we do stuff because it works. And if somebody spreads rumors maliciously and they know they're doing wrong, they're doing it for a very good reason to them. And what we need to do is to talk about what's the reason. And what do they need? And what are they trying to tell us? And then we take that need and we take what they're trying to tell us and we offer them more positive ways in which they can get what they need. Does that help? Good question. Yes, sir. What if it's a psychological pattern? Are you purposely making these questions more and more difficult? Is this planned? Sure. Well, the last boss I had before I went to work for the UUA was like that. He would set his subordinates up against each other, and then he'd step in and solve the problem, which gave him more power. Not legitimate power, but gave him more power. Again, I guess, Malcolm, my response to that would be that leaders need to boldly and directly name the behavior. They need to go to the person, and they need to address what they are seeing or what they are hearing.